Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris. Yesterday was a bit of a weird day for this whole channel. I accidentally played the algorithm by naming my episode according to a joke. And that meant all of a sudden I had views, not a lot of them, but I think I got 9 views in total, and all of them were super short for good reason. People come here and the first thing I talk about is typography. So I decided that I need to figure out some kind of intro, and I'm gonna do something real quick right now and just say to those of you who are new here, if you're actually seeing this, listening to this, whatever, this channel is a kind of podcast where I just talk about my everyday life, but I also want to address your concerns and your issues. So if there's anything you're struggling with, if there's any subject that you just find interesting, leave a comment and come back tomorrow. Then I'll most likely be talking about it there. It's a kind of community experiment where I try to engage with the community, but as of yet, there is no community, obviously. And I do need to make a proper intro. I need to plan it out. I should probably plan out an intro and an outro so that this has a better format. But to talk a little bit about what actually happened was that it was the 42nd episode. And to those of you who don't know, 42 is the answer to the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. It's a reference to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a really great book by, don't quote me on this, isn't it Douglas Adams, his name is? Not actually sure, my memory is so bad. But yes, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is pretty great, widely known, and it's one of the few books that I've actually read from start to finish. So I decided to name my episode accordingly, because I thought it was a cute little thing. And now I've actually got a subscriber. I'm fairly certain that subscriber is a bot. I am 99% certain that it's a bot. On the off chance that you are not a bot, I should have probably greeted you at the beginning of this episode, but, I'm a little all over the place. So, thank you for subscribing, potentially not a bot. And even if you are a bot, well, thank you, bot, for subscribing. It's always nice to see the numbers go up. I wasn't expecting to get any subscribers, and now I've got one. It's silly, but I'm enjoying it. I also got a comment from, and that's why I think it was a bot, because I got a comment saying I have the answer. And I haven't really replied to that comment, because obviously it's just a bot. But still, I thought it was pretty funny. I've now got a comment and a subscriber. And like I said, I want to address the comments that I get. And if you're not really a fan of publicly saying anything, by the way, you can always inbox me or send me an email. Those options are there too. You can find my email under the About Me section. I think it's called About Me. Well, anyway, you can find it on my page somewhere. And so, yeah, that threw me off quite a bit, that within the first half hour or something, I got 5 views. I usually only get my own views. And that just proved to me how important it is to play the algorithm. And one day I might one day start doing that. Naming my episodes, using keywords, popular search terms, making sure to put them in the description. And maybe I'll even plan out the episode so that the content is actually worth listening to. But like I've said so many times before, and I'll say many more times, that is not the point of this. This is my personal diary kind of thing. And if you enjoy it, that's awesome. But I'm mostly just here to fill a hole, because some people might be a little lonely, and I can be that noise in the background that takes a bit of the emptiness away. But yeah, a good intro is key, and a proper outro would be nice. Anyway, let's get back to the usual format now that I've addressed the comment. like I said, more comments means more stuff for me to address. And that leaves me with less time to just rant about myself. So this podcast is actually going to change a lot in format if I do end up getting people. Right, so I've been wanting to go to Spain. Sorry, my cat is going crazy. Don't know if you heard that. I study multimedia design, to those of you who don't know. And that's really interesting. And I have an opportunity to travel abroad and to study half a year. And I want to say I speak Spanish, but it's more like I understand Spanish. I understand a lot of Spanish. I can read it, I can listen to it, but I'm not very good at writing and speaking. I want to get better though. And so I figured I could go to Spain because we've got a partner school in Spain. And then I found out yesterday that partner school is in the Caribbean. The Gran Canaria. Gran Canaries? The islands of the west coast of Africa where they speak Spanish. And that threw me off a little bit because I was expecting to be able to have my parents drive me down there. But all of a sudden... Okay, hold on a second. Lucifer, come here. Yeah, his name is Lucifer. Oh, he didn't want to cuddle. Stupid cat. I thought maybe that would calm him down. Come here, Lucifer. Well, whatever. It threw me off because I was expecting to be able to get my mum to just drive me there. And I know it's a long trip and I was going to, offer to kind of have them stay with me for a little while. And it could be vacation for them. But then, like, it's on an island. I'll have to fly. And the reason I wanted to be driven there was that I have stuff that I want to bring. And I thought that, hey, I could bring some of that stuff. But now I'm realizing I'm going to have to get rid of most of the things I own. Either that or I'll have to ship it there. But that would be crazy expensive. Because when you think about it, I'd have to ship it there. Then I'd have to ship it back home. And then I'm actually going to Canada. So I'd have to ship it there. And then technically I'm going back home. So I'd have to ship it back home and then back to Canada. It's just not doable. It's too expensive. I might as well buy new, more upgraded things. Like, instead of bringing my desktop, I can just buy a new desktop once I finally land in Canada a few years from now. And I'm just starting to realize that there's going to be a lot of issues with this. I want to do it. And I don't mind leaving behind all of my stuff. I really don't. But at the same time, I don't have money. I won't be able to buy a bed when I get there. It's too expensive to buy a bed for just half a year. So I'll buy a mattress, but even that's going to be a little expensive. I'm thinking that maybe I'll get a cheap mattress, and then I'll try to find a secondhand store where I can get like a desk and a chair. And then that's just going to be my home. For 6 months. And I mean, it would probably be an amazing experience, but I'm a comfort person. I like comfort. And I wish I could just bring all my stuff, but that's not feasible. And that's okay too, because I do need to uproot myself. I do need to get out there. What I was hoping to be able to do was to be able to afford a Microsoft Surface laptop studio, because then I'd have everything there. I'd buy an Xbox Elite controller, Series 2, I guess, and then that would be it, right? I'd have the opportunity to watch Netflix, to game, to draw, to do graphics work, to program. I have the opportunity to do everything I need. But that thing is expensive, and I can't afford it. I'm not even sure I'll be able to afford moving. Perhaps the most frustrating part for me is I don't know if the islands that I'll be going to, if they count as a part of Europe. Because my cell phone with my current plan works in Europe and allows me to call and message freely in Europe. Which means I'd still be able to call my parents at home, for example, if I were in Spain. But the question is, do the islands count? So I need to figure that out. It's so weird, though. The idea of uprooting myself. Look, I've invested a lot in my current comfort level. And I know that this experience is going to be worth more than any of the things I own. And eventually it's going to be able to help me make more money, because companies like International Experience, they like people who talk multiple languages, who speak multiple languages, and by the end of all of this, I'll be speaking 3 languages fluently. I hope to make some friends down there too. I mean, connections and all of that, and then I'll soon be done, and I'll be making money, actual real money for the first time in my life. Well, that's not actually true. I have had jobs before. But, you know, it's more so, this is where I'm actually going somewhere with it, rather than just sticking around temporarily. And yeah, I can use that money to reestablish my life. I can get better stuff. And I know that that's not just boom, there stuff. But moving to Canada, earning a decent salary, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that decent, actually. I'll be living with my girlfriend when the time comes. We've already agreed that she'll just practically move in right away so that she can get away from her family. And it's better than her getting her own place now, because that's too expensive and all of that. So we'll basically be moving in together when I go to Canada in a year. I mean, yeah. I'll most likely be going to Canada in July, because there's no point in staying here in my own country over summer. So I'll most likely be going in July next year to my internship that I'll be trying to secure this summer this year. Oh, everything is very scary. But anyway, I'll be moving in with her, so that means we'll be splitting the bills. And all of a sudden, I'll actually have a lot of money every month for myself. And things in Canada are cheaper. And yes, I have taken into account that, you know, I'll also be making less than I would here in Denmark. But all in all, I'll be able to buy things really quickly. Within a year, I will have established myself better than now. So that might be a little optimistic, right? Because obviously I'm going to be saving up a lot of money too, especially because, hey, it's Canada. I no longer have all of the protections of Denmark. Though I'm going to keep my Danish citizenship and all of those things, I need to figure out how well I'm actually covered over there. Nonetheless, I'll be making quite a bit of money compared to what I'm used to. Maybe not compared to what a lot of you guys experience or have experienced, but to me it would be a lot of money. And I'd save some, of course, and then I'd use some to buy back my life in a better way. The problem is that, like, my computer setup, for example, is actually worth approximately $5,000. That's a lot of money. That's not just something you go out and buy. But then again, I could buy back the entire thing in 6 to 8 months, depending on, you know, how much I make, how much I save, how much I spend, all of those things. Yeah. And some of the things I have, I don't need to buy back. I mean, there are actually not that many expensive things that I do need to buy back. My computer, yes, I need a good computer again. But I actually need a work computer and gaming computer. So I'm gonna have to figure something out, and it'll be a little more expensive and all that. Yada yada, money sucks. But it's more so, my iPad, I won't be selling that, because I can bring that. My laptops, I won't be selling those, because I can bring those. A lot of things I can just bring in my backpack, like my expensive camera and even my microphone equipment. I can actually bring it with me. I'm not going to bring it to Spain, I think, but I am going to bring it to Canada. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to ask my parents to keep it at their place. Anyway, I guess that's enough rambling for me. This is the part where I'm supposed to make some kind of outro. I promise I'll work on it, but I don't know when it'll be. It will probably take a while because I've got my exams and all of that. I really shouldn't even be spending my time doing this. It's just, good for me, I guess. Anyway, thank you for listening if you did listen. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.